10 years since last Dream League stream. I walk through the empty streets of Stockholm trying to think of something else, but the path always leads to the stream. I stare at the screen for hours and try to summon the Lord. I watch other tournaments streaming. I flame Draskell in his channel and try to resist James trolls, but it's all meaningless. The end is near. I then usually watch some old Dream League bots and cry myself to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back and we're running right now.
Seconds until the green spawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 8 of the Asus ROG Dream League. Today we will have two very good matches, and these are those. First of all, we start with Navi versus Team Dog. Navi, kind of like in the end of the top 6 teams. Team Dog, on the other hand, looking really good. Navi has to win this, otherwise they will be in trouble. And after that, kind of a similar situation between two of the best European teams, Alliance and Fnatic. Fnatic, again, out of that top 6, they need to win if they want to get there. These will be the games today, not 3, just 2, but it's going to be 2 amazing games. Of course, the Dream League couldn't be here without our amazing sponsors. Thank you, Asus and Roccat. If you want to support them or you want them to keep on supporting Dream League and ourselves, you can go to facebook.com/Roccat and facebook.com/ROG Nordic. With that being said, I can now allow myself to introduce the amazing people that are standing next to me. Shane, how's it going?
Bruno, what's cracking?
That's great. I notice you guys looking at my hands a lot.
It's because even during like rehearsal, you were just...
Yeah.
But I like to
like,
clap.
Yeah, but
it's
why?
great.
Like, what did the desk do to you?
I mean, it's just like a tap. Like, you know when you say
No,
like...
it's not.
Good job.
You were giving it socks in rehearsal now, in fairness.
It really was.
I was concentrated. I had to do I had to drive a vehicle.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know if
in like one direction, it was just straightforward.
It was hard. It was really hard.
The hardest part was probably not laughing.
I was afraid that a cop would stop me and make like the alcohol test. Like I brushed my teeth and I used what's the name? Listerine.
Oh yeah.
You know that
that
causes false positives.
could be
Is
dangerous.
that a trick?
No, it has
no,
alcohol
it's
in
the
it.
opposite of a trick.
Oh, I see.
It's bad. It's like really bad.
It's bad.
It's a self-gank.
Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Haven't seen you in a while. It's not like we live together or anything.
No.
I actually haven't seen this guy in a while.
Yeah, okay, well, you're always in your room.
Andy's
What do you
like
mean? You're
hidden.
always
I'm
in
always
your
in my room, yeah.
It's like the pot calling the kettle black, man. That's not how it works. We're always in our rooms. So like when I come out and you're like in the living room or cooking or something in the kitchen, and Sing always cooks for him, so he never has to leave his room. I leave my room more than he does. That's bullshit.
Seeing every day counts to me as like, are you hungry?
Yeah, she does
like,
it to me too.
I think I cooked a little bit more than
So
normal,
good.
and he brings like a dish full of food to you.
Yeah.
She actually felt really bad because she can't cook for me at all. Because all the stuff has loads of carbs in it. And she's like, really
But no,
good.
she's a great cook.
Yeah.
She's a great cook. But yeah, I mean, other than that, we will have 2 games today, which we're going to talk about in a bit. But we also want to talk about the compendium, which finally, all the items are apparently in. And people were enjoying that. And we listened to some good feedback. Of course, the other feedback was as well, it was really late, which it was. But it's here at the end.
Yeah.
How are we looking with the compendium, Shane?
I think you said 129,000.
129,000, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not there, it's about to be there, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking
but
awesome.
also that means something else. And what does that mean, Lumi?
The Bruno Suit-Up Challenge,
Right.
which we don't know what it is.
Exactly. So here's the thing, right? Like, here's a full honest story. We were like, okay, we're going to do the Bruno Suit-Up Challenge, and we had a few ideas. And we never got to agree into a single idea because we all thought, we kind of like had lots of things that we wanted to do. The main idea was that people, like, I would give them a budget, and I would give them hints to just suit up. So either the community or themselves will choose how they want to dress up. And the other thing is that the community will choose something that they will have to do while dressing up the way the community was. It could be like going to a mall and talking to Swedish people and convince them to wear their own suits as well and just go and buy something at the market. It could be just go to a disco. It could be so many things. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a page in the compendium. And we're, apparently my phone thought I said, okay, Google, and was listening to what I was saying. We're going to go to the compendium, and people will be able to vote not only what they want to wear, but also what we're going to do with that.
That is a horrible idea.
No,
Just don't put any pictures.
The community is a sheep.
we're going to give...
I could cosplay as Templar
okay,
Assassin
no, yeah, okay.
with right here.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to give the community options. So I'm going to like...
Options are
Multiple
bad.
choice.
Yes, so I'm going to put like Andy. Should A, should B, or we give Andy a budget and he chooses whatever he wants to wear.
Okay, okay.
Shane, option A, option B, or we give this budget to Shane. So community will decide. We will see how you look and if you can actually survive the challenge, which the community will decide, and I will tweak because I have some tricks. But that's a compendium. And if we get to the 150, which would not be particularly strange, watching at other tournaments how like when the LAN comes, we will have the Ability Draft Pro game. But honestly, we saw Ability Drafts Pro games in the past. I didn't like them that much.
No.
It was not fun for the players, not
Yeah,
fun
some of
for...
them didn't even want to do it. Like
Some people didn't
yeah.
want to do it. So we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to be telling a little bit how. But first of all, we will only invite the players that are there that want to do it, as opposed to just like saying, you have to play. And we might be including some extra people in there and some extra direction. So we don't treat it as a normal game, but rather
We have a different
maybe
objective.
something where players can talk to each other even in opposing teams and stuff like that. We will see. Should be fun. But that's it about Compendium. And before moving on, we also have lots of things. And it looks like we have lots of things, but we've been stopping for 2 weeks and we kind of want to do everything together, right? So, Lumi, do you have any question for Twitter today?
No.
You said you'd come
You
up
said
with...
you would come up with something.
Question for today is, what question should we ask tomorrow?
Boom.
Kill two birds with one stone. Damn. That's what we call Chinese efficiency.
Right.
If I could put my hand on my face right now, I would be
Well, why
embarrassed
can't
for you.
you?
Why? Because I have makeup on.
Ah,
What?
I forgot.
You can do this.
You
It's
can.
fine. Now I have a
He's not
hand.
going to make it back after
No.
the first game. Bruno's just going to go MIA.
Anyways, yes, just honestly, just write whatever you want. If you want to ask us questions, Lumi will have to answer all the questions.
Yes.
You just go at DH Dream League or hashtag Dream League. You go there, you ask whatever you want. Lumi will have to answer and truthfully. Even if he doesn't know the answer, he will have to answer truthfully. But just go there, ask questions, I will read them between games. So yeah, I mean, we've been talking a little bit about that quite a bit. But we also have some highlights of what happened last week, which was not really last week, but also 3 weeks ago. And 3 weeks ago, what happened was that Liquid finished playing their last 2 games. They have now played all 14 games and are the second team, we're going to talk about the other later, that's completely eliminated and has no chance to survive to the finals of the DreamHack Summer. Jesus, that was hard. So we're going to watch their games from 3 weeks ago. The first was Liquid Navi, and it looked more or less like this. Like this.
Isn't that what James says?
No, he looks a little bit like this.
Okay.
I feel like we should be playing like Don't You by Simple Minds while this plays. Because I mean, it's like really the first team that's officially eliminated from the tournament, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are some where you could say, okay, yeah, reasonably they won't be able to qualify, but this is the first one where it's like, okay, you played all your games, you did your best, but it just wasn't great.
It just wasn't great.
Is this the one where your mom makes you like your special supper when you get home and all?
Yeah.
Like
I
you
think it
tried.
was your mom joke coming there.
No.
I just
No.
listened to your mom, and I was like, here comes a joke.
Like your friends and family are there, and they got like the 2 cakes. One's like congratulations, the other one's like, oh, okay, maybe not so
You're
much.
all right.
Yeah. You're aggressively average. Here you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a very long game.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
That's when Demon played Shadow Shaman and just like split pushed, like James.
Yeah, but that's all they could do in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Navi kind of learned from that TA3 final, and they will not fall to Red Dodo twice in a row, even though it was not in a row. And they actually ended up defeating Liquid. So good for them. Liquid, however, had another chance to vindicate themselves, to just go out with a bang, playing against Virtus Pro. And the game looked exactly like this. We're going to play the whole game. And this was Virtus Pro. And they had this strat that we saw before, right?
Yeah, you were saying that they had Nature's Prophet last time instead of Windrunner. What I say? They had AA. Yeah.
It feels like really 10 years since Dream League.
It really does.
know?
Like I don't even remember any of this.
And this is all like 6.8. This is before the patch even.
I want to see Tuskar today. Tuskar every game.
You know, if any team is going to pick it, I think it would be Na'Vi, right?
Yeah. Or Alliance, maybe.
Or Alliance, yeah.
They picked it before as well.
They
Yeah,
picked it
that's
before,
true.
yeah.
Didn't EGM play it? Or was
No,
it?
they had Loda playing it in an aggressive trial with Treant and
Treant.
Wisp.
Oh, really? I didn't see
Yeah.
that game. Now I'm
yeah.
excited, man.
So
The interesting thing is that this replay kind of doesn't say who won.
No.
You just saw
Yeah.
a couple plays.
You saw like a handful of team fights, and it's like, okay, one team won the fight.
One team won the fight. I think that team won the game. Hopefully that's
Who
the
knows?
case.
But I mean, it was kind of like we got it out of the way at the beginning. We're like, Team Liquid, they lost. And then it's like, okay, yeah, they kind of lost. So you could just kind of gather that from.
I honestly don't remember if they won or lost that game. I think they won.
Did they?
I think they won.
I think they won.
But they lost the other one.
They lost against Na'Vi, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
No, they won against Navi.
They won against Na'Vi.
Yeah, they won against
Did they?
Navi.
And they
Na'Vi.
won against
That's why you're
VP.
here. You're the only one that knows anything.
Yes.
And they won both games.
I'm not sure about the second one. They won against Navi.
Then
for
they
sure.
lost versus VP. They won both
won
games.
both
All right.
Holy fuck.
And they still didn't qualify.
They still didn't qualify. They
At least they
couldn't.
went out with a bang, as you
That's
said.
yeah. That's
Aggressively
that's the
average.
storyline. Team Liquid. Looking forward to see them in the qualifiers.
That just goes to show how long it's been. I didn't even remember who won.
10 years.
But yeah. Anyways, so after seeing that, because we kind of have no idea which team won and which team lost, I think it would be useful to see the standings. I mean, if you
Yeah,
talk
could help.
from there. And here's what it looks like, right? Like we remember Cloud9, Empire, they only lost one game each. Cloud9 lost to Team Dog. Empire lost to Cloud9. Then we have a bunch of people, Alliance and Team Dog, there with only 2 lost games. Both teams will play today. So they might lose a third game or they might win and get closer to the top 2. Then Na'Vi and EG kind of fighting.
And Fnatic are in there
why
as well.
why does MYM has 2-1 games?
Didn't we?
You didn't talk about it.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Sigma thing.
that was a segue.
No, but it's a segue, but I thought we were going to mention it like way sooner, so I wanted to leave it for you because
Cool.
you're the one who actually has to fill the space.
Okay.
We just...
Okay. So Sigma International, they disbanded as a team. With Fata and Paz going to Team Dog, they don't have a full roster. They couldn't play the Dream League nor any other tournament anymore, so they're not a team any longer. RIP, because they're disqualified, they get all losses in all their matches, meaning their 2 matches against Meet Your Makers, one of which was played before, go to Meet Your Makers. So they're now 2-9.
Still out, though.
They have to play 5 more games. They could be 7-9. And if Na'Vi and EG loses all their games,
7 more games? Isn't that 14 in total?
yes. So they played 3 more games.
3 more games.
Please.
they're out.
Math.
They're out. I was trying to give them some
You're the one
hope.
who's supposed to actually know math.
Yeah, but I was looking at the 9, not at the 11.
Whatever, man.
3 more matches. They can't make it.
First cast of the day.
Yes, of the day, of
Wouldn't
the
it-
week, of the everything.
It'd be 5
Of the
if it was
year.
9.
I mean, honestly, look at this. It's Fnatic having a chance. And
Yeah,
it's
they-
Rockskis having
Yep.
a chance. VP and MYM. MYM impossible, I say, and BP super duper hard.
Super duper hard.
Super duper hard.
But they can do it.
But I mean, they have a tough chance. But people watching the stream might have an easy chance. We'll talk about that later because I thought we were going into that. But yeah, that's true. Today's schedule, we have, as we said before, Na'Vi versus Team Dog. That was going to be the first game. Na'Vi needs to win. Alliance versus Fnatic later. Fnatic needs to win if they want to get into the top 6. Otherwise, they will have it rough. The game in the middle will not be played. It's 1-0 to Fnatic. They get automatically the win.
Was that
Because
updated on the
if-
schedule?
yes.
Okay.
If Alliance lose that game, it doesn't really affect them that much, does it?
If Alliance loses that game, no,
In the standings,
not
because
at
they're
all.
7-2 right now.
Not at all. But if you want to get into the top 2,
Fnatic has to win, and Alliance have to win.
Alliance has to win to get into the top 2 because the way this the tournament will work, and we will explain that probably at a later date. But the 3rd to 6th teams, top 6 go to the finals. 3rd, 4th, 5, and 6th, they play a GSL group in which 2 teams advance to the actual final. And then the 2 teams that advance, together with the 1st and 2nd team, they will play a double elimination bracket. There comes the team. So if you get 1st or 2nd, you save yourself a full day of games, and potentially 3 best of 3s. So it's kind of important. Alliance will not want to lose because they want to get there and maybe get 1 more day of rest. before
partying.
starting to play. Yeah. But the people, as I was saying before, like some of the teams were not really unlucky. You can be lucky actually. And if you want to be lucky, all you have to do is go to facebook.com/rockat, and we'll have our weekly competition for MVP. So by the end of the week, and now I need production to tell me if it's going to be by the week Wednesday or by the week Sunday. I think it's Wednesday. But probably either by Wednesday or by Sunday, we will decide who was the MVP of the week, the best players. And when that happens, you can, Wednesday, that's great. You will be able to win a Rockat Glow keyboard. If you saw AP saying, stop playing, start gaming, he shows one of those keyboards that Lumi has, and Lumi will kind of show us.
Press the buttons.
Press the buttons. They're amazing.
La.
You press the buttons and they like turn
Holy
on.
shit, the light also goes crazy.
And it has the highest quality cherry and the thumb. What was the name of the thumb?
Thumbser keys.
Thumbser keys.
Thumbser.
What other catchy phrase do they say?
I don't know. They
Easy
have
It's
some
the
switch.
perfect
Easy
choice for
switch.
gaming Dota 2.
Easy switch.
Gaming Dota 2. Not playing because you stop playing. You start gaming. There will be more competitions during the Super Weekend, but that will come later. For now, you just go to facebook.com/rockat and you can go and win one of the keyboards. You just have to guess who's going to be the MVP of the week. If you didn't watch the Dream League before, you will know that to guess MVP, you would rather probably wait until Wednesday.
Yes.
But you can guess now. I mean, you can say, I think Dundee is going to be the MVP and go blind faith and hope he does well. Anyways, just go there and good luck, maybe winning a Rockat keyboard. So now that that's out of the way, we can actually start about the matches. And the first match is supposed to start
It's starting pretty much like
now.
No.
momentarily.
Right. So we
Yeah.
will go quickly through the teams. And the first match is Navi versus Team Dog. So, guys, have you been watching Navi recently?
Looks like the Navi of all times. They have their ups, they have their downs. I mean, you never know what Navi you're
Yeah.
going to get.
They pull it out of the bag.
So to answer for Andy, no.
No. I mean, we saw them at DreamHack Bucharest, but that was not really Navi.
No, it was
Yeah,
two
Alliance
of them.
won
It was
Bucharest.
just
so.
two. No, yeah, but they were playing. They were the
Yeah.
F Bears. What was
Fluffy
it?
Bears.
Fluffy Bears.
It's a good name.
Yeah. Come With Me was playing there, I think.
Arise as well.
Arise as well. It was like an assorted version of Navi
Wasn't-
plus
wasn't
Romanians.
Really Navi.
Didn't go so well.
And they did all right.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to see what Navi does with the new patch. I personally think that Papi is one of those players that are very traditional and they will not innovate straight away. Navi is kind of like, we know what works with us.
Blasphemy.
I thought they were
honestly
all
think so.
about the innovation.
Didn't they pick
I-
Tuskar like ages ago?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Really long
Alliance
time
did
ago.
that as well.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Navi picked it before.
Alliance did it before it was cool.
They both picked it at around the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who actually picked it first.
Boba did.
Boba invented
With
Tusk.
Boba.
Balva, of course.
Of course.
Okay, so that's Navi. We're going to see some of them now. I think all of them. But they're playing against Team Dog. And I think this is a team that I am very interested to watch. If you remember the first week of the Dream League, I said this team came here to pick up their kind of like money
Dull
just to
money.
show up.
What was it, like 6,000, 7,000, something like that?
Yeah, they were now in like, just for participating in the Dream League, the teams will get over $6,000 and that will increase.
Pretty
Even the
good.
increase of the prize pool. So I kind of put Team Dog like, this team is really new. They haven't practiced much. But boy, they started practicing and they look really strong.
Yeah. But they changed the roster after that.
But they were doing well even before that as well.
Yeah, but can you necessarily say that the roster change was a downgrade? I mean, I think at best it's about the same.
Well, the results they were getting after they started practicing were pretty impressive. And then
Yeah,
they-
but I think it's more of a time zone thing than anything else. And also, I know that there was some issues where Fog couldn't play as much. So I think that's why they decided to change the players in the first place. Because if you don't have 5 on, you can't really scrim. Sure,
Yeah.
you can do 4 with a stand-in, but that's not really going to help the team.
I think it's an upgrade. They beat Empire in best of 5,
Yeah.
qualify for ESL 1. I'm not sure whether they could have done that with.
But that's after practicing, right?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if you practice with any team, it's going to get better.
So what we're saying is they're really good.
They are really good.
And Navi is right now.
But again, 681. I haven't seen Navi playing 681 yet. Maybe they played. I didn't watch any of their games in the last 3-4 days. So I don't know how they will look. It will all come to whether they find the little things of the new patch that make some heroes OP. Maybe with the one that picks Shadowfin wins.
Or Ogre McGee.
Why did they change that here?
I don't know. It feels really strong, doesn't it?
It's like
50%, you said?
if Arteezy already didn't have enough reasons to play Shadow Fiend, we got to give him another one.
Right. Fortunately, Arteezy is not playing this match.
Unfortunately, but I'm just saying, like, Wisp SF, man. It's legit.
Lumi doesn't look convinced.
Let me have it.
Okay, it was sneezing. It's not coming. He like looked at us saying like, huh.
You're right,
Yeah,
Louis?
it looked like he wanted to say something, but he
Okay.
actually just had to sneeze really bad, I guess. So there's that. Anyway,
That's the way to do it. How are we looking with the game?
we just started. So
Okay,
we're ready
cool.
to hop
So
in.
before jumping into the game then, small predictions. What do you think? Is it going to be the Navi that gets to every TI
I
finals?
think Dog are going to take it.
Wow.
Lumi?
I think Dog's gonna take it as well, but Navi has to take it more because they're on the 5th seed. They're kind of getting edged out. So I think this match is more
So like
important
Dog
for
is
them.
going to take some, but Navi are going to take more.
More of that.
So it's like a
Sounds
60-40.
like, okay, do you
Yeah.
remember when I was like in TI and I got the thing and I
Yeah.
asked Gods about who's going to be Navi and Alliance? And he gave this very non-committal answer.
Yeah.
That this team is the best in the world, but this team is the only team that can be the best.
I'm going to say...
I
You kinda
remember
look like
that.
that. You
That was
kinda
such a cop-out statement.
No. Okay, Navi's gonna take it.
Navi.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
But I
go.
want to preface this by saying Dog's a better team, but it means more for Navi.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Okay, I like
Okay.
that more. I
Yeah,
like
it's
that more.
good. I'm just going to go with Navi, plain and simple. really.
Navi. Okay, good. With that being said, let's.
You didn't pick a side.
No, I don't.
You have to pick.
You're just going to
Bruno.
leave me
Let's jump into the
1-2.
match.
We're in Team Dog versus Navi. As we previously mentioned, Team Dog is comfortably at what, 4th place, I think.
How can you be comfortably not in first?
I
Well, the-
mean,
Is that like a thing?
compared to the fact that you're
Are you
12th
comfortably
place,
fourth because they're the next person who's fifth has like 2 less wins than you or something?
I
Is that what
actually
we're
don't
talking
think they
about?
will get knocked out, regardless of what happens.
I'm just arguing semantics. It's
Okay.
fine. So, for me, I love the last 2 patches, like 6.8 and 6.81. It gives so much versatility to a lot of teams that it's very hard to know what people are going to
Yeah.
draft nowadays because it's just so much random things that you just don't think you would see. But I have noticed that there is more trending of dual laning mid again. And I was thinking about it, and the way that I see it is, back when people used to do like these very, very defensive tri-lanes, when Sand King first started being able to jungle with things like Sandstorm, you could get away with doing defensive tri-lanes because your heroes would still get farm. And since the other lanes were still like one-on-one mid, typically, and then you would have another safe lane with like 2 supports, you would either roam or you would farm. Now, if you actually put 2 people mid and somebody does that strategy, you're basically sacrificing 2 lanes because ideally the team who dual lanes mid is going to have a dual lane bottom as well. Or they could dual lane top and force your other heroes not to be able to sit in the jungle. So you would actually have to like help your lane support. Either way, you can take away more from it. So I think that the transition of going from like these really safe like defensive tri-lanes is actually going to start to change quite a bit.
Do you think if you're offensive tri lane, it almost forces teams like to deal with it? Because if you start pushing the towers, like say, you can start roaming mid and causing havoc with the dual lane. Like, do you think an offensive tri lane kind of forces them to also defensive tri lane?
Well, if you do an aggressive tri-lane and you force it that hard and you're still doing it 2-2-1, you're still basically winning 2 lanes. It doesn't matter where the 3 heroes are. It just matters like what your team can actually do past the laning phase and how like highly you're prioritizing winning these lanes. Like if you have an SF, for example, like when EG played Wisp SF, I'm sure people saw it. I think they were playing against Gnar, I want to say. And they just protected the SF because they knew that mid-game they would be able to win, even if they did lose like a tower or 2. It's like not that big of a deal. So with that in mind, it also kind of depends on your draft. Like, are you delaying the game? Are you trying to fight, which most teams really want to fight nowadays? It's not really much just like turtling anymore. As we can see, Navi and Team Dog both have some pretty decent fighting potential.
I don't think I've seen Dog play Invoker.
I know that Fata
Yeah, you
plays
have.
Invoker. Like, Fata plays Invoker a lot, actually.
Okay.
Have I?
Yeah.
And he played it for Sigma as well, so
I don't know.
You have.
I'm pretty sure you have.
Okay.
When we were watching that replay while laying in bed together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Father
I
was
couldn't
playing.
think of the replay at that time.
Too distracting. All right, man, it's getting a little weird.
Okay, so sorry, I was
Yes,
had
Bruno?
some sound issues that I need to sort out. I wanted to point something out. You know, Center was kind of like the peak of 680 for the offlane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was not like even a great winning percentage, but it was pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna bring it out. But I saw one of the teams do something to a Center runner,
Oh, okay.
and I
yeah.
no, the other. I was going to talk about Skywrath Mage, but the other way around, right? So here's the thing: Skywrath Mage, if you put it as a support against a Centaur, it's really good.
Yeah, he can't do anything
Yeah.
because
That's
Skywrath does an auto attack.
Yeah, he just like throws the
balls.
at you, and it takes so much damage. I remember a game where Centaur went offlane and just a carry and just one support, just a Skywrath Mage, could zone him out to the point that he would need no levels until 4 or 5 minutes into the game.
And he can do the same thing against the Darkseer.
He can do the same thing against Darkseer.
And didn't they buff his move speed by 10?
Yes.
So he's 325.
He's like
the
Luna
second-
size.
He's the second fastest hero in the game now.
But
And
CK
CK is also 325, I think,
I think
and Luna's
325.
330.
Oh, 330
AM's
Luna, yeah.
315.
Is he?
Or 320.
I really like this hero.
He's
Scarlet
320 and
Mage.
315.
I mean, he needs levels. He has lots of problems that, I mean, scaling into the late game unless you put him in a farming position. But I think the hero is really, really good.
I think his silence is incredibly good for his support. Like,
It's instant.
yeah,
which
he
is-
needs levels, but his 6-second silence, if you get level 9, I think, you're pretty much good to go. Or 10, I guess, ideally.
He's also really good against Ember Spirit because he
Yep.
relies on spells, and Skyrat's just like, nope.
It's an instant silence, and it's a huge range.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I don't know if you checked, like Reddit, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, there was this thread about optimize your hero with 2,000 gold and level 6.
Yeah.
Like how do you skill it and how would you itemize him?
Mhm.
And I think with just 2,000 gold of null talismans and some like small items for him, you will be able to do with your entire combo, with your mana pool, more than 1,600 damage just with that hero at level 6.
The one problem I have when I play him though is you use all your spells and then you just have to go home. Like he's not good for like long drawn out team fights. I don't think.
That's true. Unless you have lots of mana and you can keep spamming your...
Yeah, but you need farm for that.
But that's true. That's one of the weaknesses of the hero. But it's not alone in that. I mean, if you think about Earthshaker just jumps, Echo Slam
but
features.
if Earthshaker gets mana boots, his spells don't cost like what's it cost? Like 350 mana.
I think basically what he's getting at is Mystic Flare is like, once you use that skill, if you need to win the fight, basically. Because
Right.
otherwise you're going back to base. But I think with an Invoker who is probably going Exort in this game, I would imagine, because they have an AA and Centaur Initiation, you're going to be able to get towers after the fight. So as long as you take an engagement that you win, and say you do use your ulti and you get like a kill and it's enough to get a tower, that's fine. You can go back to base
Yeah.
as long as you get something out of it.
Yeah, and just kind of echo something that you guys been saying. I think for a support to blow your entire mana pool, I think that's fine. Because generally, after the fight, you're not going to be the one that's perhaps staying around to push the
Yeah,
tower.
but what I was saying was like during the fight, like a Crystal Maiden or something like that might be able to get like 4 spells off.
That's
Yeah.
assuming the hero actually lives that long.
Yeah. Also, at the same time, like a support hero like Crystal Maiden, you have to work a lot harder to cast your spells. Whereas Skywrath Mage, because he has such a long casting long casting range and a short animation, he could just kind of dump everything out and be like, "Yep, I'm done."
See you later, guys.
I could even run up there and maybe face Tank and Nuka too for the team. And now Wraith King coming out from Team Dog.
It looks exactly like Virtus Pros.
The Wraith King pick is really solid though, because up until this point they didn't have like an on-demand stun that could be used to set up things like Mystic Flare outside of Centaur, but then you're waiting on the blink.
Yeah.
Or at the very least waiting on getting a Stampede. Plus, Navi's team is kind of almost the opposite of what Team Dog can do in team fights, because Navi's team is built around like sustaining the fight, right? They give Shadow Demon, you can defensively disrupt. Ember Spirit wants to get a lot of Sleight of Fists off. Darkseer walks around and mechs people, or in this case, if the Chen gets the mech, he can buy something else like Pipe, which I would probably buy against Team Dog if I were him.
Pretty good.
But yeah, it's basically going to be Team Dog looking for those really quick picks, try to push a tower after the
Ooh.
fact, and Navi are going with a Medusa.
So Havos plays this for the
Medusa.
team.
Yeah.
So
I've seen him go stats on Snake.
But I want to talk about the changes really quick, just in
Yeah.
case people don't know what they are. So before, the way Split Shot worked is it always hit the same amount of targets. It would just increase in damage, right? It was 5 targets, and you would increase, I think it was starting at like 50%
Or
all the
40
way to
maybe.
80 or something like that. I think
Yeah.
it's 50, 60, 70, 80. Now, it always does 80% of your attack damage, but the targets increase instead. So you hit 2, 3, 4, 5. Which makes it, in my opinion, way better. Because I think of it as like almost an improved version of Glaives now at lower level.
Yeah.
So if you get left alone, you can actually flash farm on this hero significantly faster than you could before.
So you're suggesting-
unless it's creep stacking. Creep stacking, you'll actually farm slower.
you're just suggesting that you actually take a point or two in Split Shot early.
I think what a lot of people will do is 4-1-4, where they actually max Split Shot, and then they keep Mystic Snake at 1.
Okay.
And then because they increase the coefficient on Mana Shield, you could potentially still leave it at level 1 because they increase the mana absorption from like 1.0 to 1.6, which effectively increases it by 60%.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's really good. So you can actually do multiple skill builds now.
I actually think that buff is particularly important in this game because if you look at what Team Dog's going to do, they're going to just blow a ton of damage. We're talking about Sunstrike, Coup Stomp, obviously the Ancient Seal that increase all the damage from Skywrath Mage, the Wraith Knight, Wraith King, And Sal's Ancient Apparition is no joke in terms of damage output as well. So I imagine Havos, if he wants to stay alive, he needs to have a high level of Mana Shield. At the same time, I think AA matches very well against Medusa. Like, Medusa generally stays alive, but at very low values of HP, where, you know, Pos could just burst you with the Ice Blast. So I'm somewhat worried for Havos.
Would you go, like, I've seen usually they get Lincoln Sphere on Medusa, people get?
It's pretty common. Like, it's like Lincoln's, Manta, just items that give you a lot of stats, because mana for her is effective HP. So for her, I'm assuming she'll probably at some point get evasion, but not until way later. But if she has like a decent amount of HP, she could even go like Manta first or Lincoln's first, and then just go into something like a Scotty if you really want to. I mean, the choices are pretty much dependent on how the game's going. I think he might go for a smaller build-up just because Team Dog have the potential to blow up anyone, right? You have Skywrath ulti, you're going to have Sunstrikes coming down, Ice Blast, like you guys already mentioned.
Double Edge.
Yeah, there is a ridiculous amount of burst on this team.
Yeah, it looks like with the laning, we're going to see a Trialing versus Trialing. I think what Na'Vi wanted is to dodge the Trialing. Because normally when you see Wraith King picked up with AA as well as Skywrath Mage, what you think is offensive try. The Team Dog at least got the better exchange. It's going to be an Invoker mid Exort Invoker against Dendy's Ember Spirit. I think this will be very, very much so Fata favored.
I think they're both going to get a decent amount of farm. I don't think it's that bad if Dendy's going to be going for Flame Guard, because an Exort Invoker actually can't outpush Dendy. If he's at a high amount of HP and Flame Guards the wave and just shoves it into the tower, he'll still be able to find farm. So it just depends on what skill build he's going to be going. But I also think that bottom lane is going to have a really hard time from Navi's side actually getting farm, but I don't think they'll necessarily die either.
Yeah, they wanted Chen to actually be in the jungle. He's gone for boots first to give him that higher mobility, but he hasn't actually gotten to the jungle. So
yeah, I thought the boots first was because he wants to offensive jungle.
Yeah,
and he can escape.
Well, the problem is if you go boots first, it really limits your ganking option because you don't have that first smoke of deceit. So he might just send it to him. Yeah. And in fact, it's on the courier now.
Yeah. But the interesting matchup for me is, like, outside of course mid and bottom, you have top lane, it's Darkseer versus Centaur. We saw Funnick a bit ago doing some creep cutting. So I don't think Centaur can actually do a lot in this matchup. Because if you walk into melee range, you're taking guaranteed shell damage, more or less. And Kuro, bottom, taking a little bit of damage here. He could be in some trouble. They're going to be Sunstrike, disrupts himself under the tower, but Pycat wants to come in. He's got another Hellfire Blast, and they're going to be able to secure the first blood. Misery picks it up. The rest of the Dog's going to be able to get away pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, I think this game, Kuroki's going to have to play excellently well too. The Disruption's basically their only way of really saving somebody. I guess Disruption as well as Sendback, especially when used together, can be a...
I think if he just kept walking away, he actually would have lived.
Well, the thing is, he might walk into Sunstrike. I'm not sure if then he was sounding, there's a Sunstrike coming, and then he just disrupted himself.
Yeah, because Invoker actually makes like a little animation when you cast Sunstrike.
He like punches the air.
Yeah.
And then you know the Sunstrike's coming. So a little bit of an early lead here for Team Dog, but it's important to note that Dendy's actually winning CS in mid, and Funnick is decimating top lane. Like 13-0 compared to 4-2. But this is expected. Like, I mean, really, what is the Centaur supposed to do against a creep-cutting Darkseer? Melee heroes just don't match up well against him for this reason. So I think this is one of those situations where Na'Vi are still technically winning 2 lanes. Even though the Medusa is not really getting that much farm, I think she might actually become a bigger liability than what a Centaur is, because Centaur is still going to have his ult, right? And maybe they just want it. Maybe they want Medusa's ult to dispel Stampede.
Oh, I have a question.
Maybe that's why.
If Dendy Sleight of Fist when Medusa does his ulti, does
that
deals
bonus damage.
Yeah, so that's pretty fucking amazing.
Well, I think you win the team fight if everybody's under the effect of Stone Gaze already. Like, if they're turned into stone, like, it doesn't really matter.
With Darkseer Wall, it's actually very good, too.
Yeah.
The amount of damage that your illusions do on top of Sleight of Fist is strong. But also keep in mind, Dendy's not going Sleight of Fist.
Yeah.
He's Flame Guard.
Flame Guard, which is going to be decent in terms of keeping himself alive against all this burst damage. But I really like what Navi's doing here. As we see a little bit of rotation for Misery. He's got to be careful. He is a fast support hero, but there is boots. They're going to go on Funnick here. There's a Hoost time to set things up, but the burst is going to get him now.
That double edge range.
Can he salve under it? No, he's going to just outrun it and let his Ring of Regen do some work. Sunstrike! It's going to be on top. He's going to be dead for sure, because this will always follow, and he does die. Great rotation coming out from Misery.
Yeah, bottom lane as well. Havos is going to be in a little bit of trouble. I think he'll be able to walk away from this. And Misery is going to get caught in the river. That's Flame Guard and Searing Chains. Here comes the net from the Dark Troll Summoner. And Dendy gets himself a kill. So a lot of movement so far. And I like the fact that Misery actually decided to move, because bottom lane, it's not like Havos is going to be getting that much anyway.
He's
sure,
actually
he might be able
up.
to get a couple of CS, but they also killed the Darkseer, which is huge. It gives the Centaur some breathing room, which means that eventually he's going to be able to get his Blink, which I think is kind of like the go item, really, for Team Dog.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Wraith King actually wants to go Blink in this scenario. I guess with the kind of global presence they have, it would make sense.
Savost might be in a bit of spot of butter. Oh, all that minus resistance. Holy
Mana
shit.
Shield, man. Taking literally no damage.
Well,
Taking a little bit more than no damage, but
All right, come on. It wasn't much.
Radiant's top tower
yeah,
is
it's
under
actually
attack.
Ancient Seal on AA. That's actually a pretty kind of neat combo with Ice Vortex. Like all the minus magic resistance.
Yep. What is the max is minus 30 from Ice Vortex, and then there's
Yeah.
like 36 from Ancient Seal. So yeah, you're basically getting
You're shagged.
taken a brown
bot lane,
town.
yep. Here comes a nuke to start things up. Mana Shield, turn it on! It don't matter.
I think he's
Taking
still dead.
literally no damage until Mana Shield runs out. Yeah, he's actually gonna survive. No, the slow's gonna be there.
He's actually gonna nope. He's dead.
That was an ambitious one, Limmy.
Misery is 3-1, man. He's gotten all these kills so far. That is one happy support.
He has boots and 450 gold. He even ninja the CS. What a cheeky bastard.
No, he's already got boots. Look at how fast he's
Yeah.
moving. 375, man. Holy crap.
Fast hero, man.
Havos isn't doing too great.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
they
it's to be
swapped.
expected.
They did-
Disruption on top lane. Havos is here along with Funnick. The Stomps only get a hit on Funnick, but he gets Stampede. Just hit level 6. 19 experience. One of the creeps in the wave died, and he managed to get away.
Do you think the Aghanim's upgrade on Demonic Purge even means anything in Dota? Like, is it?
I'm of the mind that if you have other people on your team, like a Darkseer who would be buying the support items, or a Chen in this case, you might be able to afford going a luxury item like that. But I
What does
honestly...
it, like, does it make that much of an impact?
I personally think no, because you're only ever going to be purging the Skeleton King most of the time, right? Like once
Yeah.
he gets BKB, if he actually goes BKB.
Or maybe someone who's Alacrity.
Yeah, or maybe the Centaur, if he's going in for a stomp or something like that. You probably won't need 2 purges to win a team fight against Team Dog. And I would way rather have a Force Staff. Like, just because of the mass amount of stuns, lining up Sunstrikes, Mystic Flares. Like, Force Staff is such an unbelievably good item against him. But here we go, another initiation on top. Kuro, he's silenced inside of the river. The Centaur is getting beaten down pretty hard. He's going to get disrupted as well. Havos trying to avoid getting stunned here, but he's not going to be able to. And Misery is just trying to go ham on him. Mystic Snake going to be thrown out, but not enough to get the kill. And now Funnick, he looks like he wants to go deep, but he's going to decide not to.
Tower's precariously low. Let's see who's going to get the last hit denied. No, it's going to go through Darkseer. But they're not going to chase further. Very little mana left for Team Na'Vi.
Funnick is filthy rich. Like, 1.2k
Well,
gold.
he got like almost every CS in lane.
And a tower last hit, like.
That was a death on top of him as well. Meanwhile, the people that haven't rotated is Fata as well as Dendi on the mid lane. It seems like to even the lane a little bit more. Actually, even a lot more for Fata. He's caught up insanely well.
Well, once you get more points in an Exor, you'll be able to last hit
With
very
the babies
effectively.
as well.
Especially with the Force Spear online,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think the reason that Dendi goes Flame Guard in this instance is just because he can keep the lane pushed out. But he's
No.
actually going to get ganked here. Sunstrike coming down. Dendi going for the dodge. It's not going to contact here. He does have his Spirit, and he manages to go to it. Baits him a little bit farther away from the tower to go to his Remnant, and he's going to be fine.
Very well played. Would have definitely died if he didn't dodge a Sunstrike.
Yep,
That game sense.
he knew, man.
Yeah, but going back to the Shadow Demon point, I think it's very much so a situational item. If you're going to be in a game where there's like a Ursa, Sven, or a Lifestealer, like maybe 2 out of 3, then but why not? Like having double purge against 2 of their melee carries.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's bad every game. I'm just saying in this game,
Yeah.
I don't really see...
A little bit suspect.
If you had enough money to buy an Aghanims, you could have a Force and a Ghost Scepter. Or maybe not a Ghost Scepter, but a Force and something else, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I can see the very fringe case of, hey, they're using Stampede to retreat. Double purge. Ain't moving anywhere.
But do you even have the cast time for that? Like,
It's
the
really
purge
long.
animation is pretty obnoxious.
It's also really long cast range, though. So
Yeah,
there's
it's
that.
like stupidly
Yeah.
long. Does it say?
Theorycraft, man.
Nope. It's 1 million units.
1 million.
Yeah, so I think the key thing to point out is that for Team Dog, the people that need to do well is doing quite well. Fata doing quite well in the mid lane. You can see that Centaur is doing just fine. And the Midas is already up on Pycat. So
He just finished it there.
yeah, we might see something like a Midas into a Blink build. And honestly, with these kind of early game items up, they could just start looking for kills. Sunstrike, Hoof Stomp, Funnick dead. Like, that's exactly what I mean. It's so easy for them to pick up kills, get that experience, and continue farming. Fata got the Midas. Unfortunately, Centaur, does he have Hoof Stomp? Yes, he does. He's out of there.
And he's got his ult as well, which is going to help. Dendy going for the chase, but he doesn't
No
have mana.
Yeah.
I really like what Dog is doing here. They actually just learned the aura on Pycat and sent them into the jungle. And let Pass get level 6 in the bottom lane solo experience.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Prioritizing a support like AA can be huge. Because at this stage in the game, like Navi's supports really aren't that tanky. You eat an Ice Blast and like one Sunstrike and you're pretty much dead. So.
And the Ancient Seal and the Ice Vortex also amplify the damage.
The thing that I'm kind of curious about is we haven't really felt Puppey's presence that much. I mean, sure, he got an assist in the river, helping Dendy get a kill. They got like one tower, but it doesn't really feel like he has anywhere to go right now.
Well, he kind of went to the bottom at the start of the game, and they kind of wanted to go offensive jungle, I think. And then they blocked it off so well that he just couldn't get in.
Yeah, I feel that one of Chen's strength is picking off like weak offlaners and just get kills, but because Centaur got such quick level 6, he was able to escape most of the ganks. I'm surprised he hasn't actually tried mid yet against Fata, because Exort Invoker is not exactly the hardest kill.
Yeah, but they know that Misery has been MIA pretty much the whole time, and if Pycat's sitting in the jungle and you try to gank an Exort Invoker mid, you have to worry about Cold Snap, Stampede. There's a lot of really quick rays that, that Dog can react to this, and they're going to smoke. They're looking for a gank. Could potentially be on mid. They might circle around looking for Dendy, and they also have a ward here in the jungle, so
they're
going to spot Puppey.
Yeah.
Oh, Puppey.
Misery lead? Yeah.
Stampede in 2 seconds, and they might just use it right here. Here comes the Stampede. Puppey. He's going to get disrupted. Kuroki, though, in a really hard place. Havos letting the Stone Gaze go, and they're going to try to turn this around. What a chain coming in from through the trees. They're going to go for Misery. Misery's going to get picked down, so that's at least a 1-for-1 support. They can't get more, though, because Pycat, not exactly the person you want to get a kill on. So it wasn't too bad, considering the fact that it was Dog initiating.
Man, per Kuro, he just like tanked the gank.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? You're going to get stomped and die. I'll just die instead. Because your item progression is more important than mine. So like on the fly decision making, that was actually the right call. Even though he actually disrupted before the stun. Still fine.
I think it's nearly too late to gank Invoker at this stage, because like double Force Spirits, trying to fight into that.
Yeah.
As a Chen, like it's not going to go well.
Yeah, and even if you do get the gank off, I mean, sure, he'll lose 30 seconds of farm time, but he's got the Midas to make things up. So I think the window has somewhat shut, like you said. And here comes a tier 1 push. Really hard to defend against this lineup, especially with Pycat in the front line. You can't go through that guy, man.
Well, you need Darkseer Wall and you need Medusa ulti to be up pretty much at the same time if you want to defend against this team. And plus, you kind of have to bait them into an engagement, because if they don't Stampede, then they can always run, right? So that's the biggest thing. You have to make Dog fight you and then find a way to turn it, which can be really difficult.
One thing though, Pycat doesn't really have any item progression. Like he just has a Hand of Midas and a stick.
Yeah.
Whereas Havost has like...
Well, he actually has more net worth than Pycat, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly. It's very strange considering the start he had.
I mean, that's what Hand of Midas does, right? Like, it slows you down early game, but you'll catch up. And then I think the key thing is not who has the more net worth, it's what can you do with that net worth. And I think right now Pycat does infinitely more. Because
with a Hand of Midas?
Yes, he could run in and face tank with the ultimate. Havos can't do the same thing.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, but they need to... I mean,
look at how they were pushing the last tier 1 tower. Pycat was in front with the Hand of Midas. Yeah, come get me. I don't care. I don't see, Medusa doing the same thing for the team.
Not yet, man.
Not yet. I mean, yeah, eventually.
Like, yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying, like, right now the Skeleton King offers more in, like, early game aggression than what a Medusa does, which is fair.
But that's just the character, not the items.
Yeah, that's...
But the item is to make sure... The Midas is to make sure that by doing this, he doesn't necessarily fall farther behind in terms of overall farm. Because if you're 5-manning, even if you're getting map control, sometimes you're not going to be able to maintain the same amount of farm as a hero who's just literally only hitting creeps. You'll still actually get out farmed by that, but you're getting map control and maintaining probably like 80% of the GPM. So I think it's a fair thing to do.
Yeah, and speaking of that Rice, we look at Deuce up top. We were talking about not maxing that Mystic Snake. And now we see the first of many points of split shot. So
I've seen a lot of different builds of Medusa.
I was actually watching Hani stream earlier, and he maxed the split shot, didn't learn the Mystic Snake at all, and maxed the Mana Shield.
I guess it depends on how much room you actually think you're going to be getting on the hero, which would kind of deviate.
Ice Blast coming to the mid lane, Blink stun. Yep. No send back, and they're going to go for a little bit more here. Puppey's trying to gallop it way out of there, but Misery way too fast. And are we going to see the big ult? He doesn't actually have it mono. Woo! The mech comes through, and now it's going to be Bloomberg on the run. Centaur stomp on the back line. Faith was tested. Great micro from Puppey. But meanwhile, Fata picks up a double kill with Sunstrike Arena.
No, with the Forge Babies.
I see.
Yeah, he killed Kuro by the tower. That was a really nice play by Puppey, though, I gotta say.
He baited it so hard. Like, he's like, oh my god, I'm dying, I'm dying.
The mech timing, the centaur stomp timing. And getting the centaur like that is really huge.
It's really difficult to actually position your creeps like preemptively.
That is what we call the optimistic AA out there by Pos. I was like, throw it out, you know, it's fine. It's gonna hit something.
40-second cool, then, man.
Yeah,
Just
low
keep
cooldown.
banging them out.
I thought it was 45. Is it 40?
Let me check.
You miss every shot you don't take,
40,
man.
yeah.
40. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. But I mean, Team Dog has a little bit of an advantage here. The main thing that they have going for them is they can fight whenever they want.
Yep.
The thing that Na'Vi has to remember is their team doesn't necessarily blossom until a little bit later into the game. So if you just wait around a little while, let Havos maybe finish up his Linken's, get another item going, maybe it's a Manta, maybe it's something else, then you can actually start looking at taking some engagements. This might actually be a game where a Medusa might buy a BKB. Like if you really
No.
want survivability.
I think Lincoln's Manta should be enough, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, the BKB
Skyrat-
is cheaper than the Manta.
Alright, so Skyrat instantly dispels your Lincolns. Like with
Okay.
that
Yeah, pretty
Kimber.
much.
And he has like, he doesn't even have to worry. 2-second cooldown.
Don't worry about it, man.
And interestingly enough, Mizer is actually not maxing his first skill. He's
Yeah.
gone 1-2-2, which I think putting more points on Silence makes sense. I'm just a little confused about the second point in Concussive Blast because I think it only scales 50 damage.
And
Or 60, actually.
2 cooldown reduction.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't scale amazingly, but I guess the mantra is like, I'm not going to have the mana anyway,
Yeah.
so I might as well just use the spell that does the most damage on demand. They're going to find Havos inside of the woods here. He's going to get silenced up. He's not going to be able to do anything.
Damn. And that's
No
the first
ulti,
time
no
we were
nothing.
talking about. Yep. Easy
And now he's
kickoff.
like, yep,
Oh.
there's wards here, boys.
Misery
Get
has
some
mana
counter
boots. He's like the happiest man in the world.
Not really. Still can't cast his ultimate. He literally needs to be at full mana to do something for the team.
Radiant's
Literally.
bottom tower
Literally
is under
full mana.
attack.
Here we go. We're going to see a dive on the bot lane, or at least diving for these tier 1 tower, but
Blink out
Radiant's
Black Cat, too.
prepared. Yeah, double blink. Tomato eaten.
Go Necro Buck on Puppy instead of, you talked about getting a pipe early. Do you think Darkseer is going to get the pipe?
I would imagine so. If anybody is going to get it, I mean, you usually prioritize the teamfight items on the heroes who can farm them the fastest. So Darkseer or Chen, I guess, if Puppy wasn't really being active on the map, which he wasn't. So either one is viable, but I really think you want a pipe
Yeah.
on somebody.
I think when you're getting a Necrobook against Pycat, playing the Wraith King, I think perhaps that's the reason why.
Yeah, mana burn is
Like,
obviously
if you
really
take away
strong.
his reincarnation,
But at the same time, I don't understand why Fata is getting a Necro Book when they have Chen, who just
that,
takes,
yeah, see, that's what I'm confused about.
he just takes over the baby and then
It's like, yep, Pycat, you're screwed doubly.
Dire's bottom tower
Well, I think it's kind of situational, isn't it? Because sure, you can just say on paper that Chen's going to be able to take the creep, but if Dog Walk up to a tower is 5, and your Chen tries to get close enough to take one of those things, he's going to
Sure.
get slammed.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
if he gets the baby, he's a hero.
yeah, he might get the 1, but I think they still win the fight because Puppy just instantly dies.
If it's in the same situation as it was before, where Pycat's like on the front line, and they mana drain him quick enough, I think they could be in a lot of trouble.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is
I
under
suppose it's
attack.
possible. Big Ancient stack here as well on Navi's side. Only 2 points in a split shot though, so he needs a little bit more time before he's even going to be able to kill that.
Yeah, it seems like Navi's trying to defend both towers at once. In fact, they will try to make that top defense. Funny coming in from the side. We're going to see. Where's the instant silence? No silence, just that wall on top. Misery's going to be dead for sure. No TP out from Fata. It's on CD. No, they double TP right out of there. Misery, though, won't make it out. The Flame Shield, Iron Shield, everything. Navi takes a
Dendi
clean kill.
actually he
died
messed up his
bottom.
combo there, yeah, and Havos dies again.
Bottom tower has fallen.
It's not a great game for Havos, and I
Yeah.
mean, you can't really blame him because he got left more or less alone down there against a tri-lane.
Medusa
and
is not really a hero that can like
Dire's
deal
bottom
with
tower
pressure that well either at the start of the game. She needs her items.
I mean, as well as the Darkseer did against the Centaur, like, Funnick has a ton of farm. There's no arguing that. But is it really worth how poor of a game that Havos has had when he's the one who's basically supposed to bring you back from the brink? I mean, at this point?
Remember at the International when they just threw Havos to the wolves?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same game plan here.
When he was Lifestealer, right?
No, Alchemist.
Alchemist,
yeah.
yeah,
They
the
just,
1v3, and he
yeah.
actually got 3
Double kills and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That was
I mean,
insane.
I think Dusa, even though this is such a poor start for her, like, it's an expected start, I want to say. And he's almost get the Lincoln Sphere. Now, quick mechanics question. When you have a 2-second cooldown of Misery,
Uh-oh, Havos!
Mechanics.
Goodbye, sir.
okay, well, here comes the Stampede. And they're going to go for more. Where's the net on Pycat? Get him out of there. No, they actually want Pycat to come in. And Pycat's going right on
He's
Puppy.
gonna lose his mana.
Yeah,
He
he
doesn't
will.
have any mana.
No,
Oh, the
he
wand.
magic wand backed up. Chen's going to die right now. Funnick will do so as well. And can our center get out of there? Yes, he will.
Dendi.
No, Dendi comes in with a big chain. But he can't really chase because he's out of mana.
What was the mechanics question?
Oh.
Something
Is that
about 2
over?
seconds on something, and then
Okay.
stuff happens.
So when you have a Lincoln Sphere on Dusa and you throw out Arcane Bolt,
Mm-hmm.
do you cancel immediately, or
No,
does the
no,
bolt have
when
to
it
hit
lands.
you?
when it
Okay.
lands, it cancels.
So I think you actually have to use Ancient Seal to use to cancel Lincoln because,
Yeah, but
No.
that's fine.
well, the thing is, if you use Ancient Seal to cancel Lincolns, that's enough time for him to get off his ultimate as well. For Dusa to get Channel Stone.
Well, maybe. I mean, if
It
you,
depends
if
where
you
Pycat
Ancient
is with
Seal
his-
and you blink in,
Yes.
it's based on your
Yeah, yeah,
reflexes,
yeah.
right? So, I mean, you can.
Oh, double chain.
Hey, ult's coming up, though. It's going to hit on Boast again. Poor
think
Boast. He can't.
Misery has a lot of mana.
He can't do anything.
Mizugu turn around.
Yeah, I think this is a Regoose.
Maybe. He doesn't have a team, though.
I
Not
can
yet.
smell
He
it.
will soon.
Mizugu doesn't need a team.
Oh,
That's-
back him into the Ancients!
okay.
Oh, he got the ulti off.
That's what I'm saying. The support that dies, it don't matter. Got off my spells. It's all good.
Of all the places to get vacuumed, that has to be the scariest place.
Boast is like, worth it, man. Got the kill.
Yep.
Got the kill on Misery. It's fine.
272.
Yeah, Vos dies once again. I don't know, man.
Feels like every time he's on the map, he's dead.
Maybe he'll go
So
for
he's
four
not on the
staff.
map.
Remember the Luna game where he got 4 stuff? Maybe he's going for the same.
Well, if he was going to go Force Staff, honestly, Force Staff doesn't even help him in this situation because he dies before he can move.
Yep.
If you die before you can react, then having even like a BKB doesn't matter.
Yule Scepter.
You can't do
Ah.
anything.
Yule Scepter.
You're dead.
It cancels Blink now. Greatest item in the game.
Yeah, but you'd have to use them before they blinked on you. That's kind of what I'm
That's
getting
fine.
at. Because it,
You know, Yules gives you movement speed.
Yep.
And more mana.
intelligence.
Yep.
You probably didn't know that.
Did you actually see the there was this post about how Yule was buffed in the last 15 versions,
Yes.
and he was like better and better and better and better.
it's like too good now, in my
It's
opinion.
really good now,
What is it, 2,700 gold?
more or
Yep.
less, yeah.
2,700
And
exactly.
then it gives you 40 or 45 movement speed.
No,
40, I think.
no.
Yes, pretty
It's
sure.
like 30.
It's 30.
No. It's more than
It's
30.
30 or 25. Can't
More than
remember.
30.
40.
40.
Damn.
It is 40?
Damn.
Yes, 40 movement speed.
Holy sh...
I see a connection here.
What?
Yules working Valve. He does, right?
Yeah.
Didn't it used to be 30? Did they
There
buff
we
Yeah,
go.
it?
yeah,
they
yeah. It
buffed
was
it.
like 20, 25,
It used to be 25,
30, 40.
I think, and they kept buffing it. 5 movement speed of patch.
Buy Yules instead of boots, man.
Yeah.
GG.
Don't even
Why
need
buy
boots.
boots? Just buy Yules.
By Yules.
You,
yeah.
you get Yules and Yasha and you're good to go.
I love getting Yules and Kunkka, by the way.
Yeah, it is really good. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's good.
Yules SF, man.
Yules anybody.
Yules Night Stalker. Shout out to Cinderin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Now it's like...
That was actually very legit, like when he came. Like, I don't know in the current metagame, but his reasoning was like, well, Night Stalker needs a lot of mana. You normally get Earn. It needs like, the movement speed doesn't hurt, even when it's day.
Mhm.
You have like way
You can be
Sometimes
really
you-
liberal with your voids as well.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly. And you can
just
go
save
like
Yules.
1v2 easily and just like silence a guy, kill the other. If the other guy gets the silence off, you just heal him. You run away.
And you're playing a like crazy cat guy.
And he got
Which doesn't
buffed
really
as
have
well.
anything to do with the item, but it's
No.
just cool.
Is he a cat?
Kind of. He's got
Yeah,
like
he's
a
kind of a
cat
cat.
face.
He has the fucking... He looks like
It's
the
like
dude
an
out of...
octopus face.
What was that vampire
no, that's
movie?
not an octopus.
Oh, sorry, I
Have
don't
you
know.
ever seen an octopus?
Look, man, those Japanese octopus. That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Those
I'm
are not
lost.
those are not real.
I
You
don't
don't
have
you don't
any
want
idea
to
what's
you don't
going
want to
on.
find your way. Stay lost.
Stay lost.
10 years since Octopus.
Yes. But you
10
know,
hours since octopus.
10 days since the last
I
incident.
don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
Just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know. Actually, I'm really happy to see Invoker and Skywrath Mage in the same team because if you pop Sunstrike and Mystic Flare, it's like the sky is hating you. Like you're just walking and the sky is like flare.
What about
and-
Sniper
No, you
as
need
well?
Zeus. You
And
need
Sniper.
Zeus,
Zeus
on
as
the-
well,
yeah.
yeah.
Make it rain on top of that.
You definitely can't run from heaven in that game.
Nope.
What if you had like safe lane farming Invoker,
Right.
support AA, right?
Doesn't come from the sky.
Then you
No.
had Zeus,
It's like Wrath of Nature is a little bit better for
Then you had Zeus.
Gyrocopter. It's a
Fury and Offlane.
Oh yeah, Gyrocopter.
Just saying, man. It doesn't have to come from the sky.
it does though.
It can be a part of the sky. Because ice is basically like...
We have ice in our fridge. That's not in the sky. That's all I'm saying.
Have this great idea. Since we're waiting for Mystery to rebuild his computer, it might be a while. Lumi,
Yeah.
do you want to read some tweets? People were
Sure.
asking
That's
you
my job
questions.
today, apparently.
Ooh.
I don't need to turn around. Do you think Heroes are often underrated because teams don't recognize the situation/combo they're powerful in.
No, I don't think that teams fail to
I was going to
recognize
answer
them.
this, Andy.
Too
Dude,
bad.
are you Lumi?
Take your turn.
I just gave like a...
You call David now.
What?
No, okay, sorry.
Because if you-
Sorry,
you
go,
go
Andy. I'll take the one
ATS.
after.
No, I was going to say, like, teams obviously recognize what combos are strong. It's just that people have, like, particular play styles. Doesn't necessarily mean that it recognizes what's good. Just means that they're good at specific things.
Nah, I think
And
it's a hype.
sometimes branching off, and it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a hype train, too, of course.
Yeah, there's definitely.
We were just talking about this back in the car. Magnus wasn't picked Dota 1.
Yeah.
And then after 4 in Dota 2, everybody was on the hype
picked
train.
Magnus. Yeah.
Same thing with Templar Assassin.
Yeah.
Waga's
they-
really
Waga
happy,
was the
yeah.
only one picking
Didn't
it.
they change some things with Magnus though?
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
was after. Like the skewer range became
Yeah.
super long and the shockwave range became
Also,
long
remember Empower worked on BKB
Yeah.
in Dota 1.
in Dota 2. Then they
Did it?
changed it.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a huge nerf.
right.
Because people were running like Lifestealer Mag like all the
yeah,
time.
that's
And
true.
eating
That's
people.
true.
And they
that's
would
true.
be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Rage and 50% extra damage and Cleave, bro. Come at me.
Pretty good.
And Lone Druid as well. I mean, Lone Druid isn't by BKB, but
Yeah.
it's like...
Well, sometimes they buy
Bulldog
BKB on
does
the bear.
sometimes.
Bulldog buys BKB
Yeah.
on the bear.
Yeah, but to tie back to the question, I do think sometimes teams don't understand a combo because I think one thing that made Magnus a lot stronger is bottle crowing. And that really came, Magnus really came about when bottle crow was in full force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because back before that, one of the hardest challenges, how do you lane the Magnus? You can't put him in carry. Some teams
They were
tried.
offlaning him a lot.
Yeah, which didn't have the skewer range back then. So when Bottle Crow came around, I was like, all I need is Shockwave and come even in lane. That's all I need to do. So I feel that as the scene evolve, so
Using
does
my
their
ultra.
hero pool and whatnot.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And these guys don't give a fuck anymore.
I was
Okay.
listening to you, man.
New tweet.
you.
It was legit.
Western team or Eastern teams? Oh, Lumi, are you more into Western team or Eastern teams beside the fact that your favorite team in Dota? I'm more in the Western team right now.
You're a Western man?
Because, well, I've been casting Western Dota for the
Right.
longest time. So my favorite team is obviously
Cloud9.
Empire.
Ah,
Boom.
And
It actually
Glam.
looks like a Cloud9 t-shirt, to be honest.
there you go. It's white and blue.
yeah. That's good. What's your favorite team, Shane?
Alliance or Dog?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Navi? I like everyone.
It's like your children. You
No,
can't
You would be a
pick one.
terrible lobbyist.
I really would.
You're just like, I love everyone. You're fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go home.
It was a good job while it lasted.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Looks like Misery is finally reconnected, so the hand crank PC is now rebooted.
Awesome.
That took forever.
Yeah.
That's why it's hand
If it takes that long for your PC to reboot, yeah, he just goes, sorry,
my PC is garbage.
It's all right, man. We still love you. So the game is on, boys.
Keep going, guys.
Oh, probably shouldn't click that X at the top right.
Yeah, probably not. You want to stay connected to the game.
That's the bad X.
Kind of important. And here comes the ever so obnoxious ancient farming with Ember Spirit, but he doesn't have a battle
It
fury.
takes 40 minutes.
And he's going for the Maelstrom, which is important to note. You can actually get full benefit from Maelstrom procs now in Sleight of Fist, because before there was like some internal cooldown and it wouldn't work, but now it does.
So
I mean,
it
you
does
could
a lot.
get one Maelstrom right before, but now you can actually get multiple, which makes it still a pretty decent item to go
like
first.
one
on.
in every 4, so like technically.
You could get like 2 or 3 if you get like really lucky.
Yeah, and here comes Savol split shotting, which, like you said, Andy, earlier, this is slower.
Yeah, the big camps take a little bit longer until you get max, and then of course it's the same.
Right.
Like max split shot is still exactly the same. Just the earlier points make it a little bit better for if you have to go jungle or something, and you can kill like with 2 points in a split shot, you hit pretty much every single creep camp except for the medium satyrs, because there's 4 things there, and the kobolds, which have 5, I think, or 6, something like that.
This has to be the most exciting 2 minutes of this stream so far.
Yeah, easily.
Go on, I got both of the dragons. Nice.
Hey, he's got his Lincolns now.
Yay,
Pretty
Havol.
good. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised he's putting more points into the ult. A lot of
Radiant's
people
middle tower is under
actually
attack.
don't go for the extra points
Maybe
because
it's
it
'cause of
only
Ember.
it increases damage by 10% per rank. But honestly,
Stats is more important, I think.
well, either getting max rank in a split shot
Sure,
or
yeah.
Mystic Snake as well. Like the 10% damage is very situational, and that's assuming they even stand facing you long enough to get frozen in the first place.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Stone Gaze is one of the few ultimates in the game where you don't want to level up.
That and Ember
Be- be-
Spirit's ulti as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Black
that's true.
Hole, in my opinion.
Yeah, Black Hole for the mana. I actually messed that up because I was like, I never play Enigma, so I was just like, whatever, skill black, golem level, and then I was like, oh god, I never have mana for this ability.
They really need to change it, because there's just really no incentive to level up Dasa.
It increases damage.
All right,
And
man.
reduce cooldown by 10 seconds.
It doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. It does.
It does.
It does. It's like, what, 180 at max?
It goes down by 10 seconds.
Yeah, so it's 200, 190, 180 or something like that.
Not
maybe.
worth. Yeah, here, this is actually a pretty kind of ballsy Roshan, but they're gonna get away with it.
They're all full HP though. Oh, they're gonna get scouted by Forge Spirits.
They're pretty far away though. Oh, take it.
Oh, he took it. Well, now they know, but yeah.
Nah, man. Okay, now they.
Boom, boom.
I mean, they're gonna AL from the pit. This is a slow Roshan,
Yeah,
man.
they don't know, got no damage.
They might actually be able to get here. They're gonna have to bail.
Is under attack.
This is horrible.
This is like, oh, Havost. Oh, you're staying too long, bud.
Nah, man, he's got the Stone Gaze. Holy puppy, just lost a lot of HP. Here comes the ult from the sky. No more mana left. They're gonna go right in for Kuroki. Okay, you got him though. Here comes the Blink Vacuum.
it's so
They're not
close.
gonna get on the wall on top. Here comes Sandy on the back line. Big meteor from the sky. And look at Havos. He's tanking in the front line now. Pycat, he's dead, but he's got his ultimate. Blink Dagger come back in. Funnick is dead. He didn't pop his mech. I'm not too sure whether he did. Meanwhile though, Team Dog still has their mech available, and they're gonna keep on chasing. It's back time here for Team Na'Vi. 3 hero already dead. Pycat keep
No
on
mana
chasing.
on Havost.
Yeah, Pycat is going to get the sun off. The Ice Blast is going to be on top. Havos is dead.
Bless you. Bless you.
Man,
Havost.
if that vacuum actually put them on the edge, they would have won that fight so
Yeah.
unbelievably hard because the wall was actually over the edge.
So they could never
so they
blink
could
down.
never blink down.
Yeah.
So if Funnick was like, maybe if he hesitated like a half a second longer and they were a little bit closer to that side.
Oh.
I don't know, man.
Free kill. Dendy, nicely done. That's one disruption. Make him fine as well. The Purge on Misery. So they're going to get a second kill, I think. Nice walk away from that Sunstrike.
I think Misery's dead.
Maybe
One more
he needs
tick.
one more poison. Poison!
Yes.
He got him! Easy.
Nice.
You ought to fill.
But now
God.
Fata has an Aegis, so...
You know, you get what you can.
Well, Puppy at the start of that fight instantly persuaded.
He had
one
to
of-
mech, or wait, somebody mech'd him, and they had to Hand of God like right away.
Yeah. But the...
How
the
did he
Necro
lose so
3
much HP? He just like, I think he killed a Necro.
No, he converted the Necro.
Did you take damage for that?
No.
You don't take damage, but he got Ice Blasted.
Oh, I see.
And I mean, just that kind of kills him. He doesn't have much health,
Pycat is nearly the Lightning Lord.
nearly.
Like,
And now there's an
250
Ags
gold.
as well on Pass. Oh no.
Well, here's the thing though. Dusa is also going to be the Lightning Lord. Eventually, at least. Because Dendy's going for it.
Pycat's scouting it out here, man. He wants a kill.
And the
Hey,
Centaur's gonna be
ulti
there.
with Ags is coming, but I think Puppy might be in a world of pain here.
Yeah, but Pycat doesn't have his ulti. Depending on how fast they can react, they might actually just be able to kill him.
Yeah, here comes Ice
it
Blast.
missed,
Where's the
I
stun?
think.
Where's the stun puppy
Nah, he
by
had to
himself?
stun like
Yeah.
ages ago. He had to like stun and force the fight where they were standing, but since he doesn't have reincarnate, he's just a little bit.
Puppy smelt it, I think, and sent Howlavost home.
Well, he saw the ice
Radiant's
blast or heard it at
middle
least, and
tower
then
Yeah.
he's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna get ganked. I'm just gonna send you home.
Structures are
And free
fortified.
tower, I guess, for Na'Vi. Creeps MVP so far, getting the mid tier 1.
Has fallen.
Hey man, it's important. Need that
They're the
gold.
only objective gamers on my team usually. The rest of us are usually balls deep.
So I think something Lumi said earlier kind of rings very true right now is just the fact that Team Dog are able to do so much more during the mid game with their lineup that Na'Vi really didn't have a chance to fight. And the only chance that they had of fighting was Havost kind of getting like an item or two relatively quick without having too much problems. He's had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just getting ganked all over the place. There's no like real pushing being done anywhere else on the map. So every time Havost dies, it's not like they're getting a tower in exchange. They're just losing him.
Yeah.
So for the whole game, Na'Vi have not really been making trades. They've just been getting picked.
Dire's middle
And I
tower
think that that's kind of where Dog is really strong because they can react to pretty much everything and they can always fight.
Misery seems to be going for an Athos as well. I'd love that item now.
I think Atos in this game is going to be insanely good because it gives you the instant way to cancel that Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah.
I mean, cast
And
range.
insane range as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
cast range and
And
animation.
really, really low cooldown. What is it, like 10 seconds?
Oh, no. Slower.
8?
Slower than that.
It's 10 or 8. Dude,
I don't think it's 10.
where is it?
12, I
It's right
think?
here. It is 10. Oh, it's 4-second duration. Okay. I knew it was 4 seconds something, but...
Hey, here comes the push. It's so weird to see Na'Vi play this kind of turtle-based lineup because in normal games, they're in Team Dog's position. They're the one that's pressuring. So let's see how good their turtling power is. Oh, Blink
tough,
Vacuum
man.
on the back line. The wall on top a little bit late. Funnick can get blown up. Jesus Christ, he's dead. Chen on the back line couldn't even get off his ultimate.
Funny couldn't even mech.
Yeah.
Kuro just died to a book.
Oh, Lightning Lord, attack!
Not looking good here for Na'Vi. The
No.
base is fully breached. Havol's complete out of mana. Could not get off his ultimate either. This is a game of not being able to cast their
That's
spells and GG.
That is it.
So just to answer that question I posed, Na'Vi can't play Turtle Strat that well.
Well,
At
I
least
don't
not
think
in this
it's-
game.
I don't think it's that they can't play Turtle. I just think that the Medusa was maybe a little bit too greedy.
I think it would have been okay if Chen was in the offensive jungle and put pressure on it with.
Yeah, but think about it. You have a Skywrath down there, an Ancient Apparition, a Wraith King, and Sunstrikes. How are you supposed to aggressive jungle against that? Because in order to breach jungle in the first place, you need at least as many heroes or more, which Na'Vi can't commit because Dendi has to stay mid, and then they have to have Funnick in his safe lane, 1-on-1 against the Centaur. So, from my perspective, it's kind of like, I don't really think there was ever a chance that Na'Vi could really do that well during the mid game unless, like, Dog made some mistakes. That's at least how I thought of it. And when you're in a game like that, and again, they didn't have another hero who had any ability of split pushing outside of maybe Puppey, and Funnick can kill creeps, but he can't kill towers. I mean, he needs somebody else there to actually push the tower down. They got 2 tier 1s that game in 27 minutes, and one of them died to a creep wave because Dog were too busy killing them.
Space trade for creeps.
Them creeps,
I know.
boys.
Guys,
Bruno,
have some news.
go on.
Fnatic versus Alliance today. It's going to be rescheduled.
So we don't actually have any more games.
So we're out of games.
What, do we have a reason why?
Fnatic.
Are they still like transitioning to boot camp, or do they just have like another?
I don't know exactly how it goes.
Okay.
It's
okay,
just
okay.
just a schedule fuck up.
Conflict thing.
Well then.
Happens. So they will be rescheduled to play at a later date. We have a free slot, I think, either tomorrow or Wednesday or maybe Sunday. Okay.
Sunday.
So they will be playing the Fnatic Alliance game on Sunday. Since we don't have a third game, we are not going to do anything. Like we were talking about doing something in between games.
But there's kind of no point.
But in about, I would say, an hour and a half, Shay Nomad, Luminous Embers will be streaming.
Yes, sir.
Trustkill
Perhaps.
as well. Maybe. Who knows?
But we played
I'm feeling
together.
frisky.
And maybe we can invite some of the viewers to the Dream League. So you just go to our games and play some with them.
Yeah.
So you just go to twitch.tv/ShayNomad, that's twitch.tv/Luminous Embers, twitch.tv/Trustkill. You follow those guys.
Multi-Twitch that.
Multi-Twitch
You
that
multi-Twitch
motherfucker.
that.
Better Twitch TV,
Maybe
multi-Twitch.
James. I don't think James will be playing today.
He's probably still asleep.
No,
No,
he's,
he's up.
he's awake, but he's
Don't
like
we need to like clean the house or some shit?
the cleaners came today.
I
Did
actually.
they even clean anything?
I don't know.
Yeah, they
the
did.
kitchen.
Yeah,
they
they
did
did.
I
today.
woke up
did.
and I was like, it still looks like a mess.
Yeah, well, okay. There's
the cleaners
we,
came.
we have a kid playground right now because we're
It's a
preparing
prison.
stuff.
It's a prison.
It's a kid prison.
It's not really a prison. They seem pretty happy.
They can't get out though. Well,
No, they can get
Nelson can get out, and he was
out. No,
showing
they
the
can
other
all
ones.
get out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mexicans can get out as well.
Oh no, my prison building career has just gone down the shitter.
Yeah, we don't have names for all the kittens.
Just a few of them.
Just a few of them. We have Chewy, which is a
Oh, I
biter.
named one of them Naga because she just.
I think I know who
constantly
Chewie
screams.
is. It's one of the white ones, right?
I know which one that is.
Yeah, yeah. It's the one
Okay.
with the dots on its head.
Yeah, so we will need help naming our kittens. We already have the name for the black kitten is called Nelson Mandela.
It was actually a girl, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, it's
Nelsona. The two tabbies are.
Do we want to say why?
Well,
People
okay,
get
he's called
the
Nelson
wrong-
Mandela because he wants to be free.
Yeah, because he was the first to escape.
He was the first one to just like wanting to escape and be free, and he managed to do it. And he's just like a leader, I would say. Of the
Yeah,
other kittens.
definitely. The kitten leader.
And then we have two tabbies that are kind of like yellow-haired, kind of.
They're
a
kind of
little
the surfer dudes of the kittens.
and they're like they look super cool, and one has like a big red thing here, and the other one has like to the side, so they're Goku and Vegeta. We have Chewy, which is a
it's-
biter.
It's
Like
self-explanatory.
it's really really bad. Like you
Yeah, he
put a
goes ham.
finger, and it just doesn't stop. And we're trying to train him not to do that because it's not cool. Like no one wants a biter as a cat.
Depends.
But maybe we should feed them more. Who knows? I think there's still
Mingles is the all mother, man.
Now Mingles is like feeding
Yeah,
all
yeah.
10 of them because the other two cats are like, oh, I don't
I'm
like
done."
this. This thing about being a mother is not for me. Mom, take care of my
Yes.
sons and daughters. And Mingles is like, okay. He just lays there and has like 10 kittens.
No problem to her.
They like
No.
fight each other, man. It's
What
like a
about-
battle
They're
royale
not
to
enough
try to get
teeth.
fed.
No, I saw this morning. There's 5 cats just drinking milk, and the 6th cat just lay on top of all 5 kids. Like, I'm good.
I'm next.
Yeah. What about the
God.
Mexicans? You haven't talked about Mexicans. I literally laughed out loud this morning when you told me.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, super fluffy. One of them is called Fluffer,
Yeah, yeah.
because he's super fluffy.
They kind of just
course.
hide in the prison in their own little area.
Right, and they're like, yeah, they were like they were born south of the border being James.
They're toilet
room.
babies, actually.
Yeah, so they live there outside of the other one, and they're just like now together. Just like 2 days ago, they were starting to be together with the other one. They keep on their own.
Mm.
They just like
They actually
gangster.
have like a veil in front of them.
Yeah, and they
like-
just hide there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to go in there. It's
Yeah,
scary.
but cool kittens. Cool kittens. You might be able to see them. I normally,
If you want
Tweet
them, feel
pictures.
free to take them.
if you want kittens, just like just come by our house, bring a Coke Zero,
Yeah.
and you
For
can take
They're
them
free.
for
Like, you can
free.
honestly just take them.
Yeah, and burgers for shame. But really, like we need to give them away. So if you want kittens that are about 2 months old, you can get some of them. But going back to the Dream League, because it was fun talking about kittens, let's look at how the standings look like right now before leaving. And then we'll look at the schedule as well and see what we'll have tomorrow, hopefully. So these are the standings. I'm doing the thing again where
Yeah,
I
yeah.
punch the
Yeah,
table.
you just
Navi.
Is it because you're unhappy with the standings? Is
Yes.
that what it is? Who do you think should be somewhere else?
he's like hyping himself up. It's like for some reason loud noises just
Yeah, it's like, come on, come on. That's actually true.
yeah.
Yeah, like when you play like some sport, I played basketball and volleyball, and like whenever there's a break or something, like after you score or in volleyball, like after
Clap your hands.
you're like, come on,
Yeah.
come on, come on. You just like you make noise.
It's
like-
also to get the blood into your hands if you play basketball.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But the noise is nice. Also nice being Team Dog right now, 8-2.
Yeah,
looking
third
good.
place, man.
Not so good being Navi. I'd be concerned if I was Navi because one slip away, you still depend on yourself. That's the thing. Navi wins all their matches, and they're number 6.
They have 3 games left.
They have 3 games left, but you
We
can't
know who
slip
they're
anymore.
playing. I mean, we know who they're playing, but I don't know who they're playing.
We probably know who they're playing. I might have it here actually. Let me see. Never mind. Let's see who is playing tomorrow. Maybe Navi is in one of those games.
No,
no, they're
unlucky.
not. Damn. We have Navi's playing Cloud9 hard
Oh, that's rough.
and getting a feel from production. Cloud9 again. No, they
What?
can't,
That's not
play
possible.
twice. They can't play Cloud9
Shenanigans.
twice. Production, come on.
Production's drunk.
They can't
What's
play
wrong?
Cloud9
They can't play Cloud9 twice.
Did they actually schedule 2 games? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
It's shenanigans.
Okay, now we might be playing Cloud9 twice
don't
just
know.
because people like that duel, right? So, anyways, tomorrow we will have 2 games of Team Dog, 2 games of Rockskis, and 2 games of Empire. And that's only 3 games. It looks like that riddle. It's like there's this boat that has 2 sons, 2 fathers, a grandson, and a grandfather. How many people are in the boat?
Does it sink?
No, it doesn't.
Is there any Oedipus complex
Well,
involved
no,
in that?
it's just
Holy
like
shit,
it's
that's
just
going
like
deep.
it's only 3 people.
I know.
because Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But I mean, it's kind of like
Hold on, if you have Oedipus complex in there, that's fucking deep.
We don't understand math.
Just water?
Okay. No,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
can't be Navi
Boats.
Liquid. Come on, production. They're saying it's Navi Liquid now.
Liquid already played all
they
the
played all their games. It's Navi Cloud9, Navi VP,
Hey,
and
Navi Cloud9.
someone-
They're trying their best. They're trying.
Just feeding us what it cannot
I mean,
be.
yeah, exactly. Just like next time, it's like, it's Navi Sigma International. I mean, actually, it might be.
Yeah.
It might. I don't know.
Nobody
don't
knows.
know.
Nobody knows.
It's your
If
job
you want to
know.
know, you'll have to come back tomorrow to the Aces ROG Dream League.
And we still don't know
It's a
then.
surprise.
See you tomorrow, guys.